Hello all, welcome to Code Hub. Today let us solve the LeetCode's daily challenge. The question is max area of island. You are given a m cross n binary matrix grid, an island of group ones representing the land, a land area, and 0 representing the water area. We are connected four directionally, horizontal or vertical, either horizontal or vertical. Up, down, left, right. You may assume all four edges of the grid are surrounded by water. The area of an island in the number of is the number of cells with a value 1 in the island. So return the maximum area of an island in grid. If there is no island, return 0. So what the question states, that we have to return the maximum area of the island in the grid. So for if we consider this matrix where we have zeros and ones, this one have an area of length 1, and this island have an area of length 4, and this island have a area of length 5. And if you consider this island, the area of this island is 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 6. So therefore we have to find the maximum area of this island in this grid. So what we can do is, if we can traverse whole grid, first we can traverse the whole grid. While traversing, what we can do is, if grid of ij is 1, if it is a land, then we can do a dfs on ij, I comma j, so that while doing dfs we can go for through all the possible four directions, and we can get the area. We can get the area in our variable. Consider we are getting an area here. After getting the area, we can update the max area, like max of max area comma area. That's it. And while making dfs, we have to also take care that we should not revisit the cell more than once. So what we can do is, while we are visiting the grid, we can make the current cell to be 0, so that we will not visit once again. So that while doing our dfs, we will be visiting the cell only once. So this is our logic behind this problem. So let us code this problem. What we are doing, first we can get the size of the array. It is m cross n, right? So m is grid dot size, and n is grid of 0 dot size. And what I can do is, I want to traverse the whole matrix. So we can do it as for int I is 0, I is less than m, I is plus plus, and we can go for int j equal to 0, j is less than n, j plus plus. And if my grid, if this is an island, island is nothing but island, or we can say it as land. Land means it is representing 1. So if grid of ij is 1, it is integer. So what we can do is, we can calculate the area as dfs. We can call the dfs function. We will pass the grid to our dfs, and I and j, and anything other thing we have to pass. We do not pass any other thing. We can pass m as n as well, so that we don't want to declare. So once we computed the area, we can calculate the max area as max of max area and area comma max area. So we can declare a variable, global variable, which is not global variable. We can declare an answer max area, which is initially 0, and finally after computing this, we are going to return the max area. Okay, now we can define the dfs function. We can have it as a private, and dfs is going to return me the integer variable, the total area of that island. So we are passing a vector of vector int which is a grid, I will pass it as reference, and int I, int j, and int rows, and in columns, which is m and n. Okay, we have to go and calculate all the possible ways, right? So we can once we enter into this function, we have to give a base case. What will be the base case? Whether I and j is inside the boundary or not. We have to check whether it is inside the boundary. So we will have a function whether it is valid or not. If it is valid, it will return be true. If it is not valid, it is going to return be false. If it is not valid, then we have to return 0. So I will say it as, I will pass I, j, m and n. So what is this is valid function is going to return me a boolean variable, boolean data type is valid. I will get int I, int j, int m and int n. M and n are the row and column respectively. So I will just return if I is greater than or equal to 0, and if my I is less than m, and my j is greater than or equal to 0, and also my j is less than n. If this is inside the boundary, checking whether I and j is in the boundary, inside the boundary, that's it. We have checked. If it returns false, we are having an odd condition, so it makes it true. So if it is not valid, then we will be returning 0. Or else what we have to do is we have to make the grid of ij to be 0, because it should not revisit again. I'm using the grid array, its grid matrix itself as a visited array. So visited cell. So once we have done this, we want to check another base case. If it is not valid, or if the I and j is valid, my grid of ij should not be 0. If it is 0 also, I should return 0, right? If it is only 1, then I have to process it. Correct? Yeah. Or else now what I have to do is I have to go in all possible direction. I can go either up, DFS, I will pass the grid. I mean I minus 1, up means I minus 1, j, m and n. Now I will copy this functions, int up, down, left, then right. Down it is just I plus 1. Then if it is left, it is I, j minus 1. If it is right, it is I, j plus 1. So finally I am going to return me all sum of all the variables. So at the end of the day, what we are going to return, we are want all the possible ways. That means we have to get the area of the island. So we have to return the sum of all the possible ways. So up plus down plus left plus right. Fine. We will just run our code now. Oh, it is not declared int area. We get a wrong answer. Let us see what is happening now. Sorry, we have missed the one case itself. Since it is our grid of ij is 1, we have to add 1 to our answer, right? So we will be adding 1 to our answer. 1 plus we have to go on surf through the all the other possible ways. 1 plus that. Sorry, it is actually not this much ones for every possible ways. We have to add only one time. So we will have a declare a 1 in our answer. once we come inside our this recursive function, grid of ij is 1, so we will declare answer which is initially 1, and we will be going through all the possible 4 directions. So finally we will return answer plus all the 4 possible ways we'll get our answer. So answer plus up plus down and left and right. It got accepted for let us use our example test cases. Oh, there is only one. Oh, there is a 2 example. Okay, so it got accepted also. Let us submit our code. So it got accepted. So hope you like this video. Let us also do a modular change in our code. We can shorten our code using directions array. Let us do it now. What we can do is we can have a directions array which is going to be static, because I will be declaring only once. Static in directions, which is having a 4 direction array. So with 4 cross 2 dimensions, and it can go -1. What we are doing here, I -1, then j plus 0, right? J plus 0. That's what we are going to declare in our directions array. -1 comma 0, then this is +1, and this is j plus 0. So 1 comma 0, 1 comma 0, then it is -1, here I plus 0, so 0 comma -1. So we can write as 0 comma -1, and similarly it is 0 comma 1, 0 comma 1. So we have declared directions array. This is going to declare only once in our whole program itself, so that we can we don't want to redefine this each and every time when the function comes in. So once we are coming inside the here itself, inside this part itself, we are maybe visiting this grid of ij, and we are declaring the int answer equal to 1. Then what we are doing is we are summing up all these 4 variables, up, down, left, right. So we can traverse this in one for loop itself. Int k equal to 0, k less than 4, k plus plus. We can define our int x. Int x is nothing but I plus directions of k 0. Similarly, we can say int y. Y is nothing but j plus directions of k 1. And we will be calling our recursive function. This is our DFS function. We will add with answer plus equal to answer plus this DFS function. Now I minus 1 we can change it to x, and this j plus 0, this will be changed to y. So we can just remove this part, and we can just finally return our answer. Now we can run our code. We have just shortened our code, so let us run our code. It got accepted. Let us also submit it. So we are going through the traversing the whole matrix. If the grid of ij is 1 alone, we will be doing the DFS, and we will be finding the area, and once we find the area, we will update our max area. And what we are doing in this DFS, we are checking for a base condition. If it is out of boundary, we will return 0, or else if the grid of ij is already visited or it is a water, then we will also return 0. And I am declaring a directions array which is going to go with for all the possible 4 directions, up, down, left, right. And we are since it is a land, we are making the grid of ij to be 0. And then what we are doing is grid of ij we are visiting, and then we are declaring our answer as 1. Since grid of ij is 1, so our current land area will be 1, and then we are going to go through all the possible 4 directions. We will be going through all the possible 4 directions using these directions x and y we will be defining, and will be at the end of the day we are going to return our answer. So it got accepted. So we have solved today's LeetCode daily challenge. Let us see in tomorrow's daily challenge. Until then, bye.